right, ma yemi ehwadwona yema yenhwa kwaba biomra Asaasepa 107.3. Medical catch say Lawyer Andrew Ejapa Mercer tenase Bobo ene ne din. We former MP ma this year was second D, former minister tourism, arts and culture. Former deputy minister energy Wadi kia tenase. Yeran was a lawyer Kwesi Kwatin, former spokesperson Ministry of Education one also ebe join here and say but my main corner me am boss Bobo me mana Jonah me mano akwaba wapen dues no dey pay pa in MPP me am nua be masum hu na che but na waba fie efie ni fie Bobo
munia bein
na bibia bokọ de
nyame za chen bibia bokọ
second nyame dia fam second bokọ de
bokọ
say what yesim
che mo mahum jim me role as member of parliament on that baby nti ya yen hihye bia ye dan kofasi sekunefo for the honor and privilege Quenya was mom there me one brashe bejenyi for 8 years and ejuma so dodo na yer asorden nti over the past 3 months minyam bibia moko sekune weekend da
okay
na makona makaya kakra there's no rush that may we but otherwise put Zama together Mercer and Marco back to law practice. In fact, my start
okay
small firm be able run and sign more into politics.
Now who may so kakra?
Oh no, it was still functioning. Was a lawyer for our age man. Abo home wasn't papa. They kept the vehicle moving and see Marco Marca come on and see for now I'm just taking it easy and warming myself back into active practice.
Life in opposition, so far it is saying.
I think that it's liberating kakra because this is amutum kesa from school makafawan.
First one not to be from Uncle School.
Holiday book of beach na din na me mo from my yakoba ball na won't come. And see to that extent no yeah makrada mo kwa mo kwa crowd and this is the onim that daddy is back home Mombasu Susa and see I guess that God Nankasano in his own wisdom no he felt that I needed to take this time off to consolidate Ifi so that the most important people to you know so in Yambrena is one kakra but otherwise no on the political front no I me ntase ni de abanfufu bia oba gaman embre kakra na wa settle wa chichire na aban na so na news as hunu bia wo de opedos boboa yeman na kanko no na wetum wa ya ho akwan na support or they supporting you are supporting because I mean believe in reprisal politicking.
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, politics are young bompe na one year unsuccessful. One abanongu them are NBC for one politics Watson. So that I will based on that in the Dababanim. Yeah, the my man bofo. And it's a caucus led by the indefatigable Afenyo Markin so Aka there as a party and we will support the NDC. I don't believe that the fact that all policies they implement no okweya or no or chede into a loose election. It's excellence in another Guvado. A bonomos wasn't papapo. A bonhom wasn't the kinds of things legacy wage our Ghana ha. On your legacy ba external pressure or taking who decision there regardless of financial consequences na a hard baba Ghana for ya kwanu hia nse kawo bobo bia no bobo no daje no nkon desi wo ono me na economy okapansa be okapansa me in his quest to protect Ghana for it led to economic crisis. Ghana for based on that what the punishing MPP for what to abate yen we've taken it in good faith. Mahama, the president, now so also obey a 24-hour economy. Obafa, it may be a buffer kofu.
Yes, sir.
Around the 3 shifts. Otumoya, Obobwa, more young men are where school when you do more ways. It's a young year, na yeah.
No bet me.
Oh, also obey. Also obey, Nasi, obey, ja. Edani and the natures and the moon there. Who follow Donald Trump next star the executive orders or signs and that's what I think of a bit done in general.
Or sent it
to law. Fanfare. As if to say that Yenti Groma Abanbia Babasunuka or abolish taxes.
About 17 taxes.
But you know, it's the drama. But I wish them well. Nani there in our quest to hope that they succeed. And Ziebia would to God no. Nka or you're too early. Then ka ban unlike one able hold one to account. But there are some things that are happening now. And come on some sir.
In China.
We have started. Yaba come on some. Bini and the day Reverend in for Jordan press conference. Oh yeah. Me who dey brief the Minister for Government Communication.
Felix Ovazukwache.
Albert no waka can some p. Thankfully, in the internet you we ask me information be our do. Mama subscribe to Flight Radar 24.
Yabeba ho me so kakra bi mami.
Metua kawo. I track the flight history of one of the aircrafts. Remember, Minister for Government Communications say flight no of Rwanda, Angola, no nya fort Obakra.
Orlando wo.
Orlando wo kutuka.
Na o se ba koso be fa no. Ye beba ho ma me nko na fe. Meba obobo.
The history in fact plain the be monam sisi amotu makacho live.
Ye beba ho. Ye beba ho pa.
It's not true.
Ghana for that say ye beba ho.
It's important that some of these things
bra ne more tape no bra.
Yeah.
Bra ye more Felix Ovazukwache tape no. Ma me nko na fe lawyer Kwesi Kwaten me manager. Lawyer no me ko say cancel. Joseph. And your position on my court.
I say, yeah, now say, I'm not sure say deliberate, but yeah, mostly, yeah,
Edgeman son.
And between the fans and many because I'm guys about phone call or tea. None of your presentation, you and my communicators. I'm the bumps. Now, Ghana, no, professor. Oh,
now, Fantinis, and Brofu,
that's why we have a good band.
Right.
Why are they?
Right. Me entie we na yemra sesia Felix Kwache Fosu edin sembia tudwa about Reverend Tim Fojo flight mienu bi ebesi Ghana. Ohunu se for suspect say cocaine any sika ene womu na yen starting nkomo. What the reply baba yentie reply nemra.
Is the information machine of the new patriotic party has been ratcheted up and they've taken it a notch higher. This time Reverend Tim Fojo, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that 2 aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that 2 aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana, and their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now, this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now, no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit. So this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF/TMAO/25/7863. Now, the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Rwanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kodoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025. After it had been inspected by aviation security.
Right. Bobo, also what track flight tobacco?
Anyhow.
Enti, Francis Quattro for Subwa.
Say, a call feather. Na yet say second flight no so ni information.
Also, we say you know be buana mana.
No. Or check 2 aircrafts no be. Into Kofeda, he will speak to the Air Med flight N832 AM no so.
Yeah, remember no. Akraba when John we say see anafi yentie ni nsem okai nyina na yentiti mfiri mu. Me pe voice na banti yenko. Bobo yenko mebo ama me nya mebo ama ho.
Also the flight is no fi Luanda. Ana orbasna ko. Ana no so bodo Accra ne tai pay. Ana was it another aircraft would fi Grand Canaria what the bear mo be basasa ne tai na otu ofi ha.
Right, me yenko tie remember.
Which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of... for that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025. After it has been inspected by aviation security, officials of the Narcotic Control Commission, officials of National Security and National Intelligence Bureau, no contraband or unlawful commodities were found on the aircraft. Now, the second aircraft in question is a Hawker 800 XP with registration number N823AM. Now, this aircraft is operated by an organization called AirMed International, which is based in Birmingham, Alabama, in the United States of America. It operates as an air ambulance. Now, Air Medical International flights in Ghana are handled by Tropicana Airlines. Now, this plane landed in Ghana on 20th March from Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Spain, having gone through Luanda in Angola. Now, it was also here for a technical stop, which is refueling and crew rest, which is perfectly legitimate activity. It was cleared to land in Ghana with clearance number GAF TWXR252604 OFAA 0297/25. Now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst.
Right, Bobo.
Oh, it's a tire burst na nke ende ho. Also, them and second one first flight the muntu mean track yet.
Okay.
Now N823 AM no on the match track.
Okay. I war phone so ultimate monitor.
Man, I'm a catcher. Also, Naso of Luanda and our basna Obodo Accra, the tie pay, original for crew rest.
Yeah.
And some maintenance. None the tie pay. Ma what the aircraft for would defeat a him bear the woman from buses of time. It's not true. Osande plane no ofi St. John, Canada. And Okodu Santa Maria on the 19th of March at 8:16 in Ibri. No, Otuifi Santa Maria 10:40. 8 o'clock. And Okodu Gran Canaria at 10:40. Same 19th. And on the 20th, Otuifi Gran Canaria, Obodu Accra 9:03 p.m. Obodu Accra no spend the 5 days from Accra or come back to Gran Canaria on the 25th. 25th Okodri Gran Canaria no sani Oti Oko Santa Maria. Ofri Santa Maria no call back to St. John, Canada. Ofi Canada on the 25th now no Ofi ho basine call Bangor. Otu ifi Bangor 25th na oko Birmingham.
So flight na
same plane. 26th Otu ifi Birmingham oko Charlotte wo America. 26th na Otu ifi Charlotte oko Chicago. 27th Otu ifi Chicago oko St. John or Canada. 28th Office St. John oko Santa Maria. 28th na Office Santa Maria oko Gran Canaria. 28th Ofri Gran Canaria no obesini call Lagos. Na 28th na Ofri Lagos oko Gran Canaria. So Luanda biambem
per tracking now, yeah.
per the actual data on the flight. Bebo movie in fact you can see where it is live now. Where this
Rwanda BNM.
Rwanda nim. Sisi a wefi New Orleans. Onam Kondo Oko Springfield. Wanko Luanda.
So then a government spokesperson back.
I cannot understand. In any event, Reverend Intim for Jobisa 3 questions. As one, SH gold no nye currency bust.
Sepem idea no.
Sepeman. Our hin. Actually, Yanton will be him. Yanton the Nibia court. As a one large be no in charge. To date,
that
information has not been disclosed. Secondly, over the past week or say 1 month here so, achi cocaine. Across Cape Coast Road Ido. And the Dutch also has a 350 million. Asanso achi cross to be 1.5 million, 150 million. What is the status? Na third, them 2 flights here waba Ghana ha under suspicious circumstances. In any event, Air Med, 1 aircraft no. What does it do?
Exactly. A question on Ghana for person beside no.
What does it do?
A medical
Oh yeah, medical ambulance.
Okay.
It's a patient no in the bay.
So be yari didn't too near rational the cause.
Because from the data available on the flight radar 24, it cannot be the Oko Luanda where clearly is not true. The Otuifi Grand Canary or Bakra empty. Say Onyimbia Mbompa or Konwafibiankwa. Why did they come to Ghana? It's a relevant question.
Basic question.
Basic question. Now, ranking member of Defense and Interior Committee on to Monya press conference. Hey, no, could you to how I didn't know Groma? Another one at the eye. They now but Kofi Kasala Wakasai. Press conference at Apatala way. On matters that some bordered on the security of the state. President ne travels in not the social media. Flights come here, and the ranking member of the Defense and Interior Committee on to the press conference on this question. As the president say, security for invited. Until for your issue statement, Osibia and friend. What he thought was proper. There, ranking as ranking member, committee no won't invite state security apparatus. Na sa what ba committee na whatever additional information be obiano, then he will help them by providing it to them so that at least they can provide a comprehensive. Yet, Minister for Government Communication, you issue a statement, video recording, not responding to the 2 key issues that he spoke about, but to try and create a certain impression there. In Team for Joy is only peddling misinformation. You admit also that this flight came into Ghana. As a cargo plane, we show videos be during his video broadcast no ostensibly showing the oil drilling equipment being our plane.
No,
wonderful no when you certification say them equipment no orifi or enter European Union. You cannot make a head and tail of the excuses that he's giving for this thing. So it seems to me that the government is rather hiding something. Because otherwise, very innocuous questions. And now, in Team for Joe, Reverend Obi say, go and meet the committee, provide them with a briefing. Also, what input be a
no, they are back home.
Waka
Asaasepa.
You haven't invited him. You come and sit on national TV and radio and allege that we inviting our uncle. We're through on the challenge. The invitation letter, Krona Odoko come on also on making the public. These are the kinds of things. Kofi recruit one with Jumum. You sack them. Some as far back as 2017, 2018. National Communications Authority. Now call Idil Fitr gathering a preach government about national unity. How is it going to work? So these are the kinds of things you draw on our attention so that they can do what is right in furtherance of the governance of our country.
Should it be a national issue, say, by 87, 88 days, and this about better kunyaso, and I took cooking or her, and the Chiachi cooking or her, should it be a national issue?
It should be concerning. Although you be no concern. And so I was excited. The Muhun there, for the first time, the president himself had responded on social media. Initially, I read the message as if to say there or threaten in Team for Joe. The state security apparatus should go and get him to provide evidence. But on subsequent reading, and I have a print what the president said, I deduced that Ebia, his call was legitimate, was sincere. That collaborate with him to see whether there is some basis to the information that he has, so that state security will take steps to make sure they're going forward. Ghana does not assume the image and reputation of being a hub for drug smuggling or trafficking and illicit trade. Legitimate. Collaborate with him. Go and meet the committee. Meet the committee. If he's inclined to provide the sources, he will. If he's not inclined to provide the sources, the media man, are you under the obligation to disclose your sources for purpose of investigation?
No.
And it's okay there. What can you do? It is your job as state security agency to investigate any allegation. Especially when it is coming from senior officials of state from the legislature. No mean a person than the ranking member of the Defense and Interior Committee. Sebastre, Felix, say it's here now, Nyabutaro. Na 86 days penenya. Them intolerance now all creep into the government. No, I don't know where it's coming from. It's as if to say that people are making comments deliberately. You know why? Because that's what they did.
In opposition.
In opposition. So they think that that's what the MPP, MPs, and functionaries are also doing. But I can assure them that as far as I know, we will have the country Ghana at heart. In the heat of the Galamsey fight. And I'm here to endorse the position that the former Deputy Speaker of Parliament took. And the match there, Kofi Mercer, the Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, will indicate that these illegal miners, especially those who are mining in our water bodies and forests, should be treated as terrorists. I agree with him. Joe Osewusu recommended that if we don't use force of arms,
shoot and kill,
certainly we're not going to make any headway. When the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, placed a ban on illegal mining, or mining in general, what are politics? You went to mining sites and encouraged people to mine, and that when you come into government, or to Abamoneba, you would allow them to mine. I remember one of the occasions, Minister Midjenfi, Good Morning Ghana, around the Avenue show. It was going on and on and on and on and on about Akufo-Addo. Naban, they're involved in Galamsey. They spoke about Galamsey as if to say there no problem over Ghana before 2017. 107.3. I put a research paper. The level of forest cover Ghana Lucy during the era of Mr. Mahama. It's a huge problem. And we need to treat it with a nationalistic outlook. With a patriotic lens. But because it will serve their political interests in it. And because of our civil society actors, unfortunately, wash civil society cloak, but are politicians underneath. That's a professor no Ghana Tourism Development Company.
Also on Kasabe Kobi.
Kofi Mercer.
Na says company when you do pay.
They also fell for their trap.
Also are busy.
Whether it was a fall for their trap or it was deliberately calculated to bastardize the NPP administration.
The NPP was they are not busy.
No, you're busy. Not trying to Lagos, so you're busy. And I don't think we should go that path. No.
Okay.
Ozande, brother. Muchumwo River Pra. Practically on a weekly basis. I weep. The prayer that I know.
But MPP was not to be
as far back. Oh, it was not the best. It was not. But it's getting worse and worse and worse by the day.
Okay. Remember, I mean, remember, see, any way forward. Illegal mining, Galam say. Lawyer Kwesi Kwate, Ewaha. Ebio, Memoajo, lawyer, na young cocaine issue. It seems that, and this is about so many and Sakura my Yachi cocaine way, Yachi way, Yahoo way, Yay say, Bien no swa. Paying for Timia Babon, Tiabetre, Nay Yasuma Sidia or Bentindia, Yedna Kujina Merenim. What is happening? Should it be a national concern?
Minya Medase. Sebia Bru, Yawamrawo or my moha. Na Mrao Hanan Chess Sebio, Unya Nipa or Mobile Bonnet. I say all safety laws as a review draw of Wickham. And Tika Yetikrumna Sebia Bru, BBC, and Canada one way via. But sometimes we hear the push out of authorities. Anyhow they handle it and a madman day, Echo Hadri. Minister can say meeting in and Buzam was a. It is a same way pa Kakufa do pa na wabam.
Ah, yes, cocaine, I be Drew Ghana.
March 4th cooking, let me find a Marco. March 4th cooking on Mocheno. A 3.3 tons. 3.3 tons on. Let's even convert to kilograms. Convert it to kilograms. You are having 3,300 kilograms.
Wow.
3,300 kilograms. So, Oka was Shegu cement, bottle 50 kilograms. Bia, Ubenya Marco 66.
66?
Yes. And the own say, you know, Yatiko King Asema. Yes, you could be the cocaine, Kakrabi, Ashan Bagim. Yes, so are many pellet. But to have say 66 bags of cement, cement size, 66 in the form of cocaine. Not from me. And I be so a report to say when ya, I mean, it goes beyond say we should just be concerned. No, very serious. Because what essentially the image are, me cry the American say, oh yeah, my move. I mean, setting Ubenian Kofor, they will go excesses. Ubenian Kofor no bad dealings, but to have the audacity. Therefore, to say, what is 66 bags of cocaine? Euro, my mono.
What impunity, one more.
I do look at one baby. No citizen. I will need the blessing of law enforcement authorities. I will need the blessing of within the circumstance of your political landscape. Only the section of the powers that be. Intimina deal. This is common sense. Who's a Simbiani can?
Them said to me be tiny penachino, the Sadiano.
Simbiani can, if it be the logical consistency, is one of the tests that they verify truth. Logical consistency. Yeah, my more high tea. We are the way see who cocaine. One a bit packet cocaine, Malcolm, 66 bags of cement size. Not the abba, not the Roman. FI. And a free hay. And a hay fan that me buy, the full plane a buy, which obviously cannot be the case. And the what up, obviously reasonably emergency be free so soon I day. Abba, Obian. One more nippany upon us on more monitor. Yet shape of banner the buy, ye do give free shape of Bamugu, shape of Bam. Then I have to watch them that be March 4th, no March of no one arranging before.
And I said, no, she will be them, and I want to be from Pina, baby, about dear P. Basic questions, Anna. Yeah, as my can, and yet, you say, be a bottle, Vena bottle, back when they be a quachu. Cement bags.
Yeah, cement bags, that is 3,300 tons, so converted to kilograms. 3.3 tons, so converted to kilograms. And you him, they are said the international community, what they will see is that Ghana is a transit for cocaine business, drug trading. Because the point is, before we bring us a could do their battle, then if Paco we say, Muse, or any Pebiadin Como, or clients or border point, or clients who so, or clients with all the relevant state agencies and state institutions. Mamma can't show. Yes, you near who Mosaro. Intelligence, and being who better from Munio. As a be a kubu be a kuno. Who say it may be a man, ordinary citizen, be a police for regime, but the book police in Yanazi, police in the be beer in Hormontier. Then, as of now, there has not been any single person, a be a charger. Say, as Messia now benting, why you say now, why you say. For me, the woman Hamepa has to do with the image the international community will have about us. Because what essentially means
Ghana as a country, as of now, no, I more or less like a transit point for drug trafficking.
Okay,
Yes. But for me, when you no ka honorable team for Joasim Busaya, an invitation for you to disclose the particulars of the matter. Nanka the close ahead. Abba. After defense, if he. Huh?
Now, more information. Why didn't you among committee?
Exactly. And and I'm particularly disappointed in the approach of the president. In matters like this, and that's Okra who say the citizens are helping you to fight this issue. But then in this case, no catch say or no the concerns nabano. We can no more bomwa. So provide the evidence. Evidence of no. Because at the end of the day, you over can no man ahead. Abum. Then within a space of 86 days. 86 days. Yeah, basse cocaine. First one, sape my home.
Yeah.
Up to now, Yanchi will be in prosecute will be no so much cocaine, dollars and gold.
I was say fake dollars.
Almost cocaine is a fake. A moment that test here.
Cocaine diamante, but
Anna, within 3 months now, I mean, maybe less than 3 months, 86 days. And on move on my debut. Almost actually back estimated almost in Nigeria, almost $2.1 million. Well, that would make sense because we are looking at the quantity, and after about $350 million. And up to now, you're in prosecute you be a arrange you be a loop by a loop no other honorable okay. The BN where it is a small it would say Omocrano in their defense, no command any form of research to even come and respond to it. Who say so would you try? No, oh, bad deals. And make claim because if they had just Googled plain details, one more normal site in Macabon say plain if we have.
Because any minister man track it.
Exactly. And to Rwanda same year day any. So and he presupposed to say if you look at their body posture, if you look at their body language, if you look at the fact that say normal bakum you know me sense is so media sebi bru per training no. Me conclude on the basis say ebia one more are involved. But Bono, any reasonable person behind him say there is no way say 3,300 kilograms of bags of cocaine ebeba okroma and then musa you don't have the blessings and the support of the authorities that be enyajuma
in the space of 86 days.
Yes enyajuma enya say be obi de say be aso wa bobo kakra bi na amere na akwache ne poto. As my maker, you need your friend and your friend syndicate. You need a proper organized crime.
Yeah.
And yet, Jumasa. It is not possible. Where 10,066 bags of cocaine. I say, play a friend say, cargo ship or crown a day bar. I see a coordinate. A show on more quacosia, a quacogia, near squat. And you're possible. As my maker, a very serious foul. And now, the American answer say. We need further answers. We need more clarification. We need some form of honesty. Unless, of course, the government is hiding something, which from all indications, we are buying the BBA AC. And I make us say, Sebio, or mind dear, nipa be from nipa be from so, nipa be chia, nipa be umbrano so. So, who more mubia, a dear na would the AC. And you only say who bo mubia, and a beer, and one some can be a day, every day. Now, Sebi will say, will be a transitive cocaine, 3.3 tons, which is 3,300 kilograms. Also, Yachini Pakro, as soon as you are now been 10 a day, a year, a cool if you are extra bags and pipe and point out cocaine if we have, if we be a country, if we country, women and ya the Interpol, no money, other organizations in our cabum, ya, okay, a dear, a sensor. We never buy some interested, yes, you never buy some amount. But when uchi that cocaine in the first place, we a question is can you so one more quarter stand and after your test you be a confirm say a cocaine warehouse by no kuguye and I asheno yes no emrana say next year no what say emrana say
no one crown about for takum powder no dey go cement bag there odroko
yeah my when say there is a history
powder can you imagine
your history
cement is so distinctive
yes your history or my muha cocaine adani kunkunte pen
yeah
enti e wo he Omo de yede. Is it the case say ebia yesi abaste na yemra no say the emphasis and deal with. And in our case be a give exception pharmaceuticals be a karma industry, way industry be a way industry. Munni ade amoye no. You say there's some form of pure content be amoye na amoye. Dear you no, we need answers. Media master making answers. We need further and better particulars when it comes to this normal equation. And that's sad there. It will not be out of place for anybody to assume say and say and from how things are going, you know, now make I say the first test I would share to I realize say you are doing something which is very truthful, no, a logical consistency. And then achieve cocaine within this space, one worth $350 million, all of a sudden, in a matter of less than 10 days, na aeroplane by cocaine who send you. They should give open disclosure for all Ghanaians to see say cocaine a go, so that the relevant agencies can test a sample. We still have the $350 million worth of value cocaine on can. I just had all these thoughts in who say the government could be implicit and also omobetimi edo moha akahono any person obedient say bia enya dey.
Sane Ghana a crime scene no na.
I wouldn't want to conclude on that. Say bia Ghana a crime scene, but to the international community, no, if we don't handle this properly, near investigate and who's a semester now they are involved. Anybody will see Ghana as a transit point for drug business. And then also the own repercussions, economic repercussions there ever. 86 days in Pony. Then you been 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. And it's a President Mahama per se and pay who say on Kahon. Now by be anywhere any pay Kahwa. In this case, you know, on my young was 7 years day. Yes.
But as my main minister or Bobo ha lawyer Andrew Ejapa Mercer. Illegal mining. It seems that this for by say the wakono a yajin semu do say abana show commitment bi kakra e the river gas abase omunkobo yunsu ban. Is that the way to go? River gas
river gas. No wafa AK-47 wafa illegal miners e wokita AK-47 on the pump action gun. River gas no wakwa no one made through that or survivor. Senior, obo survivor.
No, mo so mo kita chokra.
Bono.
Then the river gas.
How's it then?
Oya reho.
How's it then river gas?
Oya reho. Oya yo, enwa. The yetsi oman mu ha na yema amanyo sam. Ye did destroy an man. Bono amko adesadele wa. Yen school old. Okay, in part, the others have labored, we share their glory. Ours is to do exploits and add to their gain.
Okay.
So those who come after will take up the story.
So I say cheaper, na Ghana for you.
Oh yeah, bell. I see. Yen na nandu mewa. Obebe ye biu. Wa bebe du yen do den hen so de ye bi as a kanu. Amadachimba waba. Honor no guide some of us in all our public service work, because we owe a duty to the next generation that they will come and meet thriving water bodies. Obababotu forest cover. Yeah, I was reading a story on social media. Obia why no robber. 500 acres usadi. Galamsey what's we gum. Economic trio, cocoa farms that are being destroyed.
Cash crops in USA.
Cash crops, they are destroying them. Because we can't come together as a political class to say that illegal mining or yeah off the table for political chaskele. And until we do that, it's Masre and MPP for Mama Yamfa NDC for one suman. Then here's your friend politics that more no. Because at the end of the day, no son don't know.
MPP
no about it na. And see, I won't play in the political arena. I'm a boy. But who mustn't do better than you are doing? And I believe that you have the support of the entire leadership of the New Patriotic Party. Osando, we can't afford now. Look at these Chinese people. Or the arms. And state of emergency now. What promising? So we are principled. Now we believe there. Then
7.3.
Sana President Nana Dodan Akufo-Addo ye no obey juma.
Omo declare state of emergency.
Won't declare. I call on Kenashibemo, labor unions.
Professor Jamponom.
Professor Jampo the Jordan Watson ne liberty to speak Odama.
107.3.
But there are other well-meaning intellectuals, academicians. Were nationalistic in their outlook. And leadership of the New Patriotic Party and other political parties. Let's rise up. Not to necessarily critique the government, but to support him or the government to succeed in the fight against illegal mining. Or in the mining is our right.
But Sabani you're ready, mobile day abuana mana fight because
if it becomes obvious,
yenya kwakubu ahemo to ne obi mu mo koka say
nation records. And I don't believe, even though President Mahama now saw utterances be not, it seemed they not support that call. But we've gotten to the point. I don't think we have to go on that path. We have to succeed to protect our environment. And every resource be my worry is this gold board. I'm prepared to give them the benefit of the doubt. Osande, if you listen to him in the lead up to passage of the law, no media engagements, no yeah, nah. It doesn't seem to me that we are putting up any serious plans to fight illegal mining. That's how I see it. But it's early days yet.
But do we need gold board?
I don't think so. What is broken to be fixed? State control or law enforcement?
Yeah, what is that question?
We have the laws. How gold is processed and exported and how revenue from gold ought to be treated. People just don't comply with the law. But you say you want to come and impose state control the entire gold value chain. Let's see how it plays out. I haven't seen the final act as passed by Parliament. But bill no sections we are. No.
And then a woman Ghana for him.
Hey. Now if you are to gold the piano, you need license from Samiji Mfi to hold it. And to me, you say, Otumfo said to go the crowd or crowd or not, but your permission was Samiji Mfi to hold it. I don't know the final output. Sunday. Am I 7.3? Meaning that build over the nature and character no botun was by the time what be ye build neighborly. Until let's see it. Now, no one some biano out the Ghana food no. Ya bobo mu achamo. But on the illegal mining, so far what the government is doing, no, I don't think they are winning the war.
That means a political war in the war.
That's not. I don't think so. Kofi Mercer will reclaim 7 forests.
You couldn't even mention them.
About a week ago.
That's one to me forest now.
And then the next year also, he's come back. I think today Krapo Abba back. Then yes, why reclaim? But still, illegality persist.
So
what does it mean? Tiabasre. Dama mekeno gold the day 7.3. We can't stop mining. But mining in the water and the forest should be an absolute no-go area. Tabani yesre.
Right. Ebimo rezi course we say nkebe ya yema ahemfo no yema mining communities no omo an control bibia se ne be ya sa wo kono yebetumi akon na nye se yetinkran yema concession ni wi a
wa kan yan 2024 manifesto a
107.3 Asaasepa no
isi pi wom a obobo won but onom da work kan asam bon nti wo gu hu fininti
omuntumi nkofa bi
omuntum nkafa but I win election na wi aba na win nti papa wom no konna kafa
papa ya na wo MPP 2024 manifesto no on illegal mining.
Controlled, regulated mining.
Okay.
Essentially. How do you resource them so that you give them specific areas? Control and regulate. Or miner. Because I map out country name be golden war allocate specific lots at that man from our mind. No, you can reclaim and redevelop the land and plant forest cover on them. Wanton distraction no will stop. Obiajitum the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no policy for mining is workable. AI graduate Google artificial intelligence is here catch wrong. It's basre 24-hour economy. Dr. Bawumia gave a brilliant mechanism say implementer obey juma how you stimulate demand through building a credit economy or bastardizing. Tony Dumu or Katsina Radio do, na TV do, or can some fool pass against Aza Oyejuma or every advanced country. Ghana, could say what's 107.3 politics. Passport office, and I remember smoke about passport 1 year. Edu on offices is our up.
Obi upon.
And so, waka train the CC away more 24 hours. And see, Bono, take it upon yourself. Now, Kwako here.
Visit there.
The Ghana publishers who in the Fay Young Conke place a printing for posters be. I once was at way more 24 hours now. Yakone Akweze or no quarter warrior. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. A plus is illegal mining. MPP for Mona Maseda. NDC by na moyen butu send be ya mubegu.
And so come that can answer maybe. Ain't I new? Ziabasre say MPP for no warrior. NDC abandon our power.
Omonchiomo.
And one no kita executive power. The military might of the state is vested in Mr. John Mahama and his government.
The executive.
Bring them to account. Now, on social media, and Zidubia. Bono. Facebook. Instagram. Twitter. TikTok. Yet to know. We see the audio and the visuals. We see them. People who bold brazenly. Joy FM, gentlemen, Asare
Ignatius.
What's his name?
Erastus Donko.
No testimony.
107.3. Asaasepa no.
Daniel Omahini. Kwabna Santi. Also called Western North, oh baby. People that he met. Also, mine in Yawan Kaya Mokon Membaho. Yeah, I
am being told you say Western North Regional Minister. Excavators are was
Osade MP. Anna, has been accused.
Or some of that crazy excavators.
Oh, I may fee one in MP there. And see, Yabasre, I'm a message. Mupos there. Let us take it out of the realm of MPP NDC.
Okay.
So look, we will go round in circles. 2029, Yami Adoma Dr. Mahmoud Baumia obey President Bima. Obeba President. The problem will be there. We have to deal with it. It would have become worse by then. As I'm making a minimum support that I'm declare my Dr. Baumia.
I want to come
on 2015.
You ready come on? Is he? Who's the number here?
I mean, is the one I support. 100%. If I do a percentage, because I become
so he's the best candidate for MPP.
Without a doubt. Minim say obepedo obo contest BMza.
But obekodia
100%. Na manka potential aspirants na yebohu. There, all of them qualified as they are. He stands tall. As one family.
107.3.
Now, because you got to one more you tell.
That's a story for another day.
Yes, you better come on. Maybe petty near depend. I mean, no question, illegal mining. But before then, baby, or one day, you know, also endorse Dr. Lajima Mudomiana.
Oh, there
you dey answer question uncle.
Oh, so my honorable bear 1 minute man can answer.
Okay, then my meeting. I don't want to be told.
We are me preach you.
I'm there. Oh, I mean, just briefly. Just briefly, no. We say honorable mu de wo mu odo. And he almost said we are buying so much baby jina ye pa.
Minister mu.
Minister mu nti ono de.
O kan waka.
There be odare na ti so enye yi. Na ye ase hofo no de. Say yes so you resonate more with Canada Japan.
Okay.
Yes you say ono so betimi agi to me na my.
Beauty of politics.
But at the end of the day, no, let me state clearly that Dr. Baumia as a person has a very nice personality. I've had the opportunity of meeting him here at the campaign about Wakobi and how things went, you know. You want to say be before also, but at the end of the day, you know, party corona, a sell for also woman a party near there, whatever they decide in a bit. But I pledge my support for honorable Kennedy. When that is a bit of
you channel, Minister Khan, so where you check.
Man, yeah, me Candy.
Minim there. Oh, my can't my brother paying papa. Miss Senior was this other.
Okay.
Miss Senior Santa Claus.
Okay.
But and yet there more banum minya baby jina inti na monko to madan mechi. No. It certainly is not that. I've also evaluated the facts on the ground.
Yes.
Circumstances.
One here, Commander Bedan, one of Candy also already on. Mr. Me time, what's up, one of
one I mean, let's see how it plays out.
Yes.
And then I'm sure that
said the baby na baby obi alo support.
But the most important thing is any dirty.
Yes.
Oh yes. Some former boss cry so oba.
Hey.
Me former boss oba na mate say.
Miami ni
Dr.
Educhum. But I mean it has more to do with who I believe can win this power.
I support former boss.
I support the Miwojidi Omuse Asad now obetimaji to me ayede amaye within the shortest possible time.
But not your former boss.
Me who say emprempren the Kenya Japan obetimaji to me amaye within the next 4 years. Emprempren mu. Legal mining. Oh yeah, how you say Uncle Buffy na gaja say Uncle Boy the sorry so.
No,
Anyway,
are you okay?
Anyway, on
you remember 2028 MPP prospects.
Yes. On illegal mining no. Em say kakra me wo efa ho ne say I mean with hindsight it looks like Ghanaians holds the MPP to a higher standard than the NDC. No more we bro ho NDC form ho dia ga MPP aban muntimi for ho di ma one classic example one more water gas imagine say President Akufo-Addo a minister e commission sa mrante ni maba we ya no mo e di asade omo nyuma go say river gas so omo e ko fight galamsey pa you would have seen the uproar. Of course, I mean initiatives that they fight galamsey dey are multifaceted we the way ba na we the way ba na we the way ba. But so far as I'm concerned, me unique a cry with Galamsey and the Honto. President Mama or tries to fight as an oko. Na President Kufa was by an idea, and also still, a lot of backlogs to clear, not a lot of things to do. But so far, approaches number a bit the military intervention, a busy fighting with AI, busy drones, so no money a day, Operation Galamsey, no money a day, Yabane, LIA, Pili laws, and yade. So far, if you ask me, one more. First approach here, one more show in fighting Galamsey. River gas, a very uninspiring and lazy. Oh, brother, yes.
107.3.
Very lazy. Because still, so I would say, what the river gas, who for all select your Murphy selected mining communities. No more to me, Eddie Conconsa, whistle blowing, send it to your Conconsa. Ama security agencies and only idea. Question I'm going to say, make me feel Asante Achem Domiabra. So, na Asante Achem Domiabra make me free. Na me nua no mo ye Galamsey a wo ye sure say me wa kokodro say
eno no bedi krama busua bia di
awurade yesu me fa ka kokumase akobo sojafo ani ayifo mpanifo amane say
o bre ye legal man
me metututu mu omo na me kromo metima tena ho se kuro na me metim no ye say river gas adwuma ne say won mo de se bi won mo be ma information na won beti nkofo mo ye to na ho na enim krom ha me meti ha ya kra be se bi o menya mine dey enti minim so ko bo ase a ye ho illegal mine wo ho. Now no me far western north na me se me Abangalesia me se me ko boane ti me mahu legal mining wo ho konongo me free ho ti me nim se legal mining wo ho me nim se revolving ko for say no uko eastern region ha me nim se legal mining wo ho do we even need water gas in the first place? But in the first place all case all this general the water gas ba bono ye krom ha ye tene asetan ye timu wa ha no we sure say we benya kokuduro so ye water guard akọ report say ne wo fa no ma na say ne nua no ma na say ne wo fa ase ana ne nua bi ne abefa no ko ana ebobo ni tuo no oti kromo no motu hodidi. And so is the more reason why I explain say is a very lazy approach.
Okay.
But aside that there say be bring in him say is the menace that we have to address. But said the minister Ekano, when we excessively place politics with everything here Dr. Bamiobaga say when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you. What the politics ye bibia the reality will expose you, yes. And that is a reality that we are confronted with. One more President Mahama bro campaign maybe can no mabe numuni nsem bi okeka ho asem. And I mean just a humble appeal. We were just humbly appealing to him say just few of them no or the onye. One also one may declare state of emergency. Bono who declare state of emergency unhia rocket science.
I don't know person chere say obey den
state of emergency no. You can say state of emergency omrema. In preparing the sense we will suspend the law.
Okay.
You better suspend the law near a certain some level of actions and interventions are
agu. Nti obey it say mampain na do be banning mining no.
It may not necessarily be a ban, but state of emergency no. If I say we declare state of emergency, or if I say be Asante region, some forest reserve. Now uko shoot to kill her. In some instances, no, people may not even be able to say so on more the wako be a court to go and enforce their right. because within the context of state of emergency there, depending on how I'll be declared, certain aspects of the law will be suspended. Yeah, and a state of emergency won't hear so be declared on the whole country. Even as of now, no, so case be a or western off, a beer baby no state of emergency where you can declare. Tisabe won't push president for the president state of emergency, no, minister a lawyer. Who hear more than 3 days are they declare? Who hear more than 3 because executive instrument. Who knows where declare state of emergency? Who hear 3 days? They say I'm passe or wakukudu say no person declare state of emergency. No one during fire bear no can upset president Akufo-Addo obey and declare or buy it is 86 days. Who hear more than 3 days so that ultimately declare state of emergency. If it is indeed something that he believes in, one of the car say is one of the way they fight offering say Galamsey on declare. Secondly, I say I'll ban all forms of small scale mining for a while. Or they for a while, not trust because
419 wow.
Oh yeah, the catchers on to the bossy. Now Chrome has small scale mining yet, any illegal. And also there be small scale mining. Now my young the raw miners and any illegal miners and Intino or best suspended for a while. Now, honorable, we will suspend this small scale mining for a while. We will hear some of parliament, executive instruments, or suspend this small scale mining for a while. And on the channel, say, and many more on here on your mind. Thirdly, I say, I will also be free or arrested Galamseyers and give them back their seized excavators. Bono, so Kaya, a bra President Akufo-Addo, yeah, Galamsey whom committed to proud to the election. Because President Mamman say, one more Muya Galamsey, no one Kasa yet, the campaigns, one way the political class. Because all kind say, no, will be a cry actually, they say be a brew, or no, a decorator excavator, or a decorator cyanide, or a decorator, or a chamfine money machines, I can say a day. Just more kind and say, the raw Galamsey campaigns in your sound crown or more day, one more picture. As an another minister by answer, current minister, I'm also much in 174. It was a 174, no. One more day, or more, I did the financiers.
That means I'm paying for no, I don't mamma
based on President Mama's own theory on fighting Galamsey. Or say, Galamsey, no, Crano no more, I'm running, Obian who bit my to excavator. I've shipped excavator and if I'm Bagana. After excavator and if report at the Akko site, Akko Yajumasa Caribbean who bit my Yajitum. It was so a bank crowd or more at your munina, Uncle will be a winning Pakesi Biano, or Bagan to be amnes. Amnes over what was him. Huh? Amnestia, another form of amnesia, na indirect amnesia. Ngofwa, many quite mean fun, say another no welcome. Say no, you know the Mremian friend amnesty, but in practical sense, no, council, senior, so senator for na one move face a friend say legal suit. Near about $15 million a year. Oko Bank of Ghana about 450 million Ghana cedis. Oba Saglemi $200 million. Meboa. Ana Bakui Coco Body 271 million Ghana cedis. Now ko fale no le poisigwa.
Okucha case.
Okucha case ni ma amnesty ben sensa.
107.3.
Amnesty ben sensa. Oh, enti raw targets nankasa obe di omochi ahwe no wonhwe wo so be grant amnesty up to now ba on grant amnesty bia amnesty o grant ye ogboko court ko file no le policy go ane o venese
Dr. Punini
Dr. Punini case o ko file no le policy go ane gaga ho withdrawals no money say on case ko onye interested bi o
abai bia ba so nti
be say withdrawal dey let say withdrawal dey onu kwa no akweta ngaza enti ni asa discharge no say you only policy kwa dey bia we obetima aka say obetima sa the case na ti most of them no or follow the what can some of the catchers say oh case na the 8 years na 8 years and we try matter which first of all was not even trained in all instances and granted without even admitting say every case be the 8 years yeah follow withdrawal I don't know only those cases are political those cases are concerned only politically exposed individuals in Ghana or or follow those withdrawals now that ones in the one file and the one other thing was I can say I'll stop going after and arresting Galamseyers in the pit and focus on the campaigns Americans. And a very final was what the be a friend artificial intelligence AI artificial intelligence they fighting Galamsey. And the bono mibisa say sa normal be in senior President Mahama Kai say he's still in power. At least some of them you don't need any resources to do them. one declaring of state of emergency and who here be an day. And we are all calling on him. Says the state of emergency, it's not something I trim. Say I'm passing or per panel, so be declare or declare.
Right.
But what we are reminding all of us ourselves is that to say, and no maybe a bar any political colorization. So be to no saying so. Let's say Mr. President go and say so. It is something that we all have to condemn, speak against. But these are guys who benefited from the whole Galamsey fight. I want no more exploit and the Professor Jampo. What is what I can say you? Professor Jampo is a Ghana Shippers Authority. Ghana Shippers Authority trying 150,000 Ghana cedis a month.
Whoa!
Yes. 150,000.
150,000.
Yes. And allowances are more than his salary. So Jampo cumulatively takes more than 300,000 a month.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, Ghana Shippers Authority. Say their salaries as an MD is more than 150,000. Yes. Now nipa go be that kasa. Jump on one more university for university lecturers to make
wow minister says you know.
When no so
minister
stroke MP. My total salary was 16,000 Ghana cedis a month.
16,000.
What's it to Macalo Nadina Fiba? Take home.
What's our constituency?
No.
16,000.
16.
And a jump just say
150,000 Ghana cedis. Na allowance so do send salary. And the send power a dear pa na chese afi Galamsey ho asa obeka ho bi. And na oka e ba kwa Professor Kobi. Ono no eso kwa environment one when in wasem. O say ono sese boy busy into ntimi Galamsey ho asem. Now onim say environment in Galamsey no ho asem na kan wadwuma no. Sikam pedede. So, and I mean some of these comments when it comes up and we try to do the comparison man. And you say obi yaman yourself. But we try to first of all put things in the right perspective and put it within the proper context. And so many people mo kan ya na nya ne kwan so na yaman yourself keke no mo ye dey. Of course, and they are buying up. But I don't hope President Mahama should fail with the fight against Galamsey. But if you look at one more posting and Sami Demfinumu Semo Mokeka, Nano Bakubia Suhini, or what I say President Mahama promises within 120 days of fighting Galamsey. And he will be expected 120 days or baby be account. If you look at their posting, if you look at the first Kokuba Hemun Semo Mokeka, Yabaman Kofo, Nano your bossy or bosses, and Kokuba Hemun Semoka, you know, boss or Manko for some Moko Jepeta in Nipakuyan. And when you have certain confidential relationship with people, of course, as your trainer, so I want to inform a trouble thing. But minimum and this is for honorable, Mete, or no, or nebia, or consistent good near the ultimate say no say, and ne, in ya say. Hey, I'm telling you. One name is a coso. And unfortunately, plus a MPP for now. You go run the PC President Muhammad Nimase. But you see, that is what happens when bitterness do not just become a movement, but it becomes a way of life.
Even if you relate now some no 107.3 to suggest that during Nana the Dankwa Kufuor time and this no go forest
by extension.
Yeah.
But granted with even without admitting, say it true, what is the essence of leadership? Say my bitterness carry wa na fe we disappointed. That's how sometimes you react. And now we are a member of parliament. And your solution to Galamsey is about better radio, like I just said, MP before that doesn't go in. Crime they say be a brew any coloration, any political coloration. Say MP before Amonya de, Munchom. Say NDC for Amonya de, Munchom. But let us put on record. Sad now, no. All the six intervention that President Mahama can't want them, with regards to fighting Galamsey, a true be on the manifesto. No, not even a single one has been implemented. The only implementation was water gas, which was river gas, which has nothing to do with the campaign manifesto. Now, river gas, men are make catch on point blank say, me see ni me ho Ghana han. Obete say, when no beko nremuha, no mo esukwa kwaje concession mo yede, omutu. Uti anye yi omwa kotu bancha ofufu ama Galamsey for no wedi.
Right, maybe must you na me call minister or MPP 2028 prospects. It is saying
media me GDC be winning. Me wo GDC be winning on the basis of just one thing. Of course, as to matters of internal primacy there, and Obako for intimate and decided. At the end of the day, we can only pledge our support. Where I am for Kennedy, Japan, and honorable ministers also about me. And at the end of the day, the masses will decide. But the entire me wo GDA pass e be win ni say one Ghana for who say and 70 be brain a little bit of patience would have resolved it. And 70 be brain me I've always made a very simple logical analysis. Say for 1 full year I was working in the Ministry of Education. You had the highest number of workers, teachers, teaching staff on 350,000. For 350,000 for 1 full year, 12 months, you treat your mocha. I'll be in the classroom. It's kind of thing. We are sure saying effective productivity. You to a classroom for 1 full year. There were about half of nurses you double almost salary just for COVID-19. Yes. One to one MBS as I buy. I chase kama businesses no money ade titu omo hotel industries. Yes. 1,007 say bia wo de kusua kra na indomie obetimi dey set up. Let's get in everything. And the President Akufo-Addo had earlier on even prophesied it. What can I say? We know how to bring back the economy, but we do not know how to bring back human lives. It was an admission. Say we admit it. I'm giving you a biblical context. I like that. Ebra Israel for chenchen almost mo pe nipa hene no ena ya meka tom so mo de da bi o mo nte sa mama ya ka na me ya na medi mu so mo say no one the petition ko nyankopon nim through the prophet Samuel on 3 occasions edu me wi na ya me say no na mo pe dia momfa
ahochire bia ba mo.
Yes, so it presupposes that at every point the will of the people may not necessarily be with the will of God, and that when the people are determined to move in a certain direction, even God can step aside and second their moves. Enya na yehu dum so no yes so mo be so fon eyefri ho enya na ECG containers ekwi enya na Chrome has say ya transit point for drugs so in 86 days meboa garam say akọ
dabi
in 86 days so meboa in the history of
Gary the bomber once it is
petrol the first love letter trauma the man for the youth nkra. And I've read other statistics. A lot of them say, averagely it takes a minimum of 10 years for half of a national service batch to get permanent employment. Even after 10 years, the remaining half will still be searching. Yeah. Professor Kakarumuni, there researches on unemployment. Nipano 12 BA square, the state can only recruit 2, including the private sector near Denina or Maimuho. Then a government comes into power. And as someone can it doesn't care about where the process started, how it started. And the first love letter of trauma say, yeah, you go for it. Like as a Ghana for say you we do mukanya. And these are realities. Not even forgetting about the fact to say the realities were setting, interest was setting, scandals, baba, all those things were setting.
Okay.
And to me, they me say, Sebi Ebru, Seattle 2 and no may internal premise handle ni irrespective of the obey. We don't go within some excesses near our limitations. Say, as 2028 especially when NDC we even present a new candidate.
Okay.
Intermediate emudaho dear yatotu normal ebeye pamaye.
But I say, Minister, Mamincho, future prospects, MPP 2028.
No currently the Nana Wakan was already now go for there. What in Kruma and what? No, what they are gonna factor, I know. What in Dada, no, what GG2. Now, what be there, or banner, what very set. And see, question is, Mr. Mahame, why president? If I once man who bufu, ewa,
I'm recruit.
And you brew, we already. And see, 2028 day. Say and Zameya Muinisum, the Ghana fu Obohu there. A hawa Yakum Nitsitsu Nara on ye the mismanagement be Namum Omampain no door Nakuma pa our Magana fu there. On Capede Yaboshi and Nunqua.
107.3
Abese Ghana na omeyekwa home. Yes, she share bed there. Na ye to boy na a ho abada ono.
Atumpan
Si wano. Oni 11. And Mr. Mahama we if you. Good. 11 no sama working. are in the process ye breachy yen Public Financial Management Act section 22 or enjoying Ghana there already 2 year pass yen budget year and appropriations
Atumpan
pass all the revenue measures are ye be implement the budget no by 31st December in a non-election year. We breached the law. No Sonsondo was the capital flight. Was there if say any revenue to be meet or expenditures I program in your budget. It be our investment we're gonna be a big niskako. And so you saw a sharp depreciation of yen currency in 2022. In matter of weeks, Russia strikes. Freight cost in an import-dependent economy will move you from average $1,500 to $15,000. It will translate to cost on the market.
Of course.
Inflation. So a man paying had to take a decision that hey, mo could do they are going to pay external support through the IMF program. Or the debt exchange. Na no one can we needed to refinance yen debt. How brand of no doubt. Madama kwesiken. Senya butter. Na you issues no in their proper context. These matters would have been resolved. Osande, yeah. And there, President Mahama, when you could appoint to State Interest and Governance Authority, SIGA, Akufo-Addo legacy. When you could appoint to GIDEC, Ghana Integrated Aluminium, GISDEC, MIF, Minerals Income Investment Fund, or no appointing Grad to one sana ministers we crowd. These are all major institutional legacies. Free SHS no, a transformational.
From social media, there is nationwide.
Look, you can bastardize Akufo-Addo all you want, but history look very kindly on him.
Okay.
Now, 2028. It's early days, but I'm clearing my mind that MPP, a Jumatitri or there, you there back in your abo. Yama, it's not come no wakufo.
Okay.
Ye who there, but you jaku kasembi. Also, my party, right or wrong, there has to be unity of purpose.
Okay.
Now, yetum ye de rebuild yen party no.
To recapture.
Near the recapture power. Okay. There, look, here, 2024. We lost the election. NDC didn't win. And then the match is there a global info.
Yeah.
Or the data be about to out. I'm not a fan of global info analytics. But there's some sense in looking at data or present. So that you can pick a few things here and there. Now also was I bear no as I can. And to that extent, I don't swallow one research in hook, line, sinker. But there's some learning from there. And I'm very certain the majority of the people who did not vote for whatever reasons that they expressed, who there ya kenwa bom ya chenze mo watase You know, Kofi won Subano so one commitment away ye already. Anybria Kusas is match the youth be a demonstration. We issue presser against NDC.
Atumpan.
Andrew.
Oh, one job, 3 people, 3 shifts. No,
I'm open with
one bema. The people will see that they were tricked into voting for them, and that the future of this country and its success really lays in an MPP administration coming into power. We'll win 2028.
Minister, may say information picking from social media. They say there is a national blackout. National blackout. Which Rasia, Oma Muni na yesum. Minim baby awo so nkania yadum no anyan krankwa kuma se sunyane menim sa what check here wa hu a
on social media there is national
so omobeka sensu na to ana
nzo oto ramen
Atumpan.
nzo oto ramen
right. Now, we've asked lawyer Kwasi Kwate, former spokesperson, Ministry of Education, lawyer Kofi Mercer, Bobo, former MP for Secondary, former Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, former Deputy Minister of Energy. God bless you. Madam Ase, Nyaminya Mokesepa. I'm in for a few calls now. Sorry to see you. Hello, good evening. Maybe I told you about tea and coffee. Yamanita na. Yes, I'm not light. I'm safe for Yanko Tite Kwanzo. Who did my tea and coffee, Yanko?
Yeah, so I can love in the end. Your life, Yanko,
Mammy too.
Your life, my central. Supporting a man to your life. Look, really, and it's a you. I'm a boy, I'm a boy, Kumankasa. Mama, about so, we back 24 hours. Me saw Korean mobile plan or the project metro too. We are 24 hours in the car and Manchester City will come down for so many because time. I also come now. And about can see why the President Moa won't drink how national. What's what after 24 hours? Not one of them. What's that? It's now 24 so. May I
say hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Maybe I told you about tea and coffee. Tell Nyanko.
My radio.
Nana me patriote you.
The share and burning for me, you know, Mateo. Yeah, Mamma Juma. And before when the media, you know, I say a man burning for Namokasan and put that transfer. When I am this for you. And that's the last one. Can they are now could ya turn more yet? They are now on San George, you know, I'm going to very also. You almost oh, I just very last. And I'm the MVP from Benin Voice. Rock City now, Mokochia, you know. Oh, and Kabomuno, every year. What is it? It says by this time, you're starting young Kabomuno Wajuma. Oh, now, end 2028, you know. Yeah, a Canadian Japan. And about Miano, Sanyo Manomo, better when it's what. And when you have some back kind of Canada, a fan of oh, and my supporters need you a honor more. A provoke. What I say?
May I say hello, good evening.
Hello.
Radio starting confirm. Did you be at tea and coffee?
Yeah, good evening.
Auntie Grace with you.
You already in from.
You're so catchy.
First call now, okay, and none person make a time for a crime A plan. And some okay canon on the SN9, you know, then it says, of a post. Post pan a brown and we saw a day. Okay. Now, what do you want to use this way a day? The research is one of mamma. And one quite for none, no, one quay in a way. One quite for none, no quay in a number of the balcony. And necessary would be kind if I want and send a mahama a bapawano. Best 5 months and news, 4 months, and won't tell one caillou. Won't hear one kai, Mrs. Baba, or Koyabu, or Chapani Dia, Mamma, won't tell one kai. Name me your pass one to my attend John. And me your pa.
May I say, Auntie Grace, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Maybe I told you about your tea and coffee.
First, why me A plus? Or speaker of
Mesre, can be big a craft for presidential candidate in a home. On say Mr. Kwesi Kwatsin ye comment bi. Na sa comment no. Edienya 2024. Na wasan so repeat sa comment ni biom. Mesro omo. Share some be campaign kra omo bi omo nye. But to make a comment say
and pass Ebia no bi ante.
Debi mi bo mami make a comment ni misro.
Ade enye na enye. Enti yen kan kwase.
Debi but no, I have to make it aware. I have to create the awareness. Uti ase cause di enya me otekpolu mi polling station electoral area. They came there and that was their campaign message. So if I don't make it known, it will worry.
Yanko.
Sa comment ni say asimesi edi e wa ban mu owenim nti wenye sika. That is the reason why I odi ba oni eche no. Next room mi kotoje gufemu. Next room because of this comment. Share omo research on the NTM MPP lose here. This comment alone carries 40%. I'm not lying to you people. This created heavy anger among the firm for. And let me tell you, when you come to so many area, people at the polling station levels, there are people that knows nothing about politics. So whatever you carry to them is whatever sticks in their mind. When the table turns, to say be a Kennedy Japan winning about Miyako winning, it is very difficult to take that thing away. I'm sure a polling station executive one ko tuaba. Let me tell you, let me be frank with you. Into yes, Romo, so almost see, almost my and Kaya Humbum, not say yen jumbo, they shouldn't be passing out this comment. And yet, yes, Romo.
May I say, I love your passion, but Brafom. Hello, good evening. Maybe I told you to be out here in Cafe. Nana, I'm Patrol my intio.
My memo about the Papa, Japan, Michigan. Bonohene, when you talk about a plasma, you're not talking about Muda. Yes.
One in the coast school.
Nana ya gloria nti e class no or the who to bosom to ya no kind of bosom na or that will be you afi so afi kwam class me na plan me na class ni da ni kwam e class from kwala so afi kwaja kokuduku papa no ya gloria o de o wa ta plan o bisanso o di kwa ya 7.3 what you know to come to April 24 you see me buying it in quality because no you say nana happen nana need to about or about no na the pass in one everything there what you be to get position what way to say this no what you not do in I'm everything what power to say this to go I don't know what to do you presented you know so to work not what did not gonna post what did
107.3.
I'm a class. You say, Bonohene, a class, meaning where to set.
Right, I mean, I say, maybe I told Mummy and Fancy, but my main cow say, Asaasepa Easter. Sika de promo egusu ekoso. It is very easy and simple to play. Where there enya afena ukobisa will be. For mobile phone enyumri ya baby ejina tonkra no. But star 426 star 13 hash. I mean kobiyo nyabotre pa na iskasem ye diabotre na eye star 426 star 13 hash na Sunday. Ye two just 10 Ghana cedis. 10 Ghana cedis no nyame ya tuma Easter yi ubetimi de di 14,000. Ubetimi de di 45,000 Ghana cedis. Eye sika kese pa. Sabi ubetimi de abobra. Ebe sisa wo hyebre ene wa brabo ene abusua brabo. Fa ho hyem na emwa. Eye Asaasepa Easter sika de promo. Fa ho wram na entimi emwa. Akokora banya kwa bro no a.
We know 107.3 Asaasepa.